Welcome back to our St. Louis Blues rebuild in Franchise Hockey Manager 11. With 10 games left in the season, we find ourselves comfortably in first place with 48 wins, 16 losses, and 8 overtime losses. We have a nice cushion against Predators, who are still on our heels, but I do think it's safe to say that they're battling more so for second and third than they are for first. Augustin has been a revelation this season. 41 wins and 2.52 save or goals against average. Save percentage kind of dropped off just a little bit, 915 at the moment though, but still doing pretty good. He could easily be in the top 8 though, so I think he should be a shoo-in for the Vezina. Stutzel also with 50 goals there. Currently hunting down Svechnikov, and then Dvorsky in the top 8 in terms of assists, but I don't think he'll come anywhere close to Bedard or McDavid. The one thing that I did see though about Connor McDavid, which was kind of funny, we'll go into Chicago Blackhawks. It wasn't even just that he's on the team, it was that Shane Wright somehow randomly became a member of the Chicago Blackhawks. They gave up a second round pick for him. Yeah, I remember seeing that I think a couple seasons ago, but still, that is insane. The fact that someone that was highly sought after before ended up kind of dropping off a little bit. We did get Sam Dickinson in the last episode. So far, he's only grading around a 65, playing around the same kind of minutes. He's not going to be the point getter that he could be. I know at least a point every half game should suffice for sure. But what we had to give up, though, is we gave up Orchovsky, Baranov, and 2 first and a second. And we got back a second and a fourth. All in all, not bad. Kind of have to make these moves at these points. Baranov doesn't look like he's probably going to crack in for us on D. I mean, he does have 3-star potential, and I'm sure it's going to improve pretty drastically, but we do need results now. And the fact that we have another defender coming up soon, it's kind of one of those decisions that we end up having to make. Orchovsky also, we do have a decent amount of goalies now, and the fact that we have Reinhold as well kind of just allows us to part ways with the prospect. He is 21. I mean, he does have heavy potential now. I guess our scouting kind of had that wrong. So all in all, it feels like it's 3 first-rounders just based on how he looks. So maybe that was a bad move. Where did we get him? We got him as a second-round pick, or a third. Second-round pick. So all in all, I mean, we might have lost this trade, but we do have a decent amount of prospects for sure. Obviously, Leenders is going to play for our AHL team, but we do have Dan Meager, we have Oscar Johansson, we have Ojanen, who also is a 3.5-star potential. Burnaby obviously is nothing, and then Britt as well, but we do have Brandon Watson coming up. Vernhoff's not quite doing what I would hope, but I think he should still be able to stay for us. His defending is kind of the same thing as Baranov at the moment. He is only graded around a 60 and only getting around 18 minutes. But obviously with the emergence of Ryland Singh, obviously we can kind of make those sacrifices for sure. Not much of a defender, more of an attacking one. He is currently playing crease clearing defenseman. But I mean, what can you really do? We do have Chris Ferro that we might have to part ways with, and I think Palika is going to play his last season with us. Not doing exactly what I would have hoped, but it's still surprising that they end up listing him as a 2.5-star player when he definitely looks a little bit better than that. So maybe our scouting is a bit wrong there, because just by the eye test, I don't really see 2.5-star there, but he is only grading around a 63, and we definitely need to move on in terms of his contract. With, I mean, 3-4 million, he'd want probably around 5 or 6. Maybe even more, so we obviously can't afford that. So it's nothing really personally, but we can't quite keep going that way. In terms of points, though, Stutzel with 73, not projected to do better than last year, but in terms of goals, he kind of turned it on, whereas last year only had 22. But Dvorsky was 66, only 10 goals though, and then Misa with 57 and Spangberg with 55, tied with Baldock still, and then Stenberg with 45 as well. Martoni with 45. Could Martoni do better? No, he's going to do around the same that he did. He's already on an extension, and and even that we might have to reevaluate in the future. But Reinhold as a backup, 7-6-1, so just above 500, 901 save percentage, and then Augustin with 41 wins, 10 losses, and 7 overtime losses. That's a significant amount of overtime losses, but he does have 8 shutouts, which I mean is pretty good. I can't really get mad. We didn't make any other acquisitions though, so we'll end up kind of having to take what we have here. Hopefully we don't get any injuries. I'm going to knock on wood for that one because we always get injuries around this time. But we do manage to beat Seattle 7-4. Cool with 2 in the first, and Misa and Meyer score in the second, and then Martoni, Stenberg, and Palika. So the guys that we were talking about seem to show up when they think that their job's on the line. Does bump us up to 106 points, and it's nice to see Calgary not doing as good. They still are 500 though, roughly. I think the overtime losses kind of overshadowed that, but more wins than losses. I mean, you can't really be like this team's not very good. But just kind of sucks that player that they traded for got injured immediately. We do lose 6-1 at home, which is kind of a oddity. Sam Dickinson with a lone goal there, but nothing really to brag about for that. Winnipeg's obviously fighting for a playoff spot. We might even see them in the playoffs, depending on how Anaheim ends up playing. But it does look like most teams in the West are pretty solid. It does look like it's just going to be between Kraken and Ducks, which obviously I'd rather Kraken considering we just beat them not that long ago. Another game against Nashville. This will probably seal the deal if we can manage to win. We are at home again, and we do win 6-1. Spangberg, Villeneuve, Martoni with 2, and then Palika and Stenberg again there. Now Misa's hurt, which isn't the greatest, and I called it. Broken hand, 2 to 3 months, and that is what happens almost every single season. There's always someone that ends up getting hurt. So we'll leave it to the AI to kind of adjust that, but it is a bit annoying. I don't see them. Oh, who do they bring up? They brought up another defenseman. That is wild. We're gonna adjust that. So Christopher Rowe I might bring down, or Kiersey I might bring down. I'll bring down Kiersey. We obviously need a forward. That's kind of ridiculous. That we bring up another defenseman. Ryabov 66 in the AHL, or Penkin with 44. I'm gonna give it to Ryabov maybe, or Aspie. Aspie's now only 3 stars, so we're not really doing anything for his development. Jonah also could come up too. He can play right wing. We'll bring up Jonah for now. If we have to, we'll just. Obviously, AI doesn't like when you end up changing with waivers and stuff like that. So, but I mean, we've already pretty much solidified our spot at the top. There's only around 7 games left, and we're around 9 points clear. So unless we really start to suck, we should be good. But hopefully we don't. And looks like, yeah, they keep him up. Yeah, Jonah ends up playing probably on the bottom line. Yeah, he plays on the 4th line now. And can we win this one? We don't. And we lose in regulation, so hopefully we don't lose our top spot. That'd be crazy. Fyodorov scores and Dvorsky score as well. And we are definitely feeling the hurt for Misa. That does suck. He was pretty good in the playoffs last season too. Or the seasons before that, actually. And like I said, we'll play maybe 5 games, and then we'll end up looking at how well he's doing. We lose 2 straight. We at least get the 1 point for shootout loss, but Stutzel, Fyodorov, Zelezny, and Stutzel score with Spangberg in the 3rd. But that is not good to start going on a losing streak at this point. We do hit 50 wins though. And yeah, it is going to come down to it for sure. So we'll probably do actually 1 game. I want to see how Jonah does, but I think we might have to make an adjustment. Back-to-back losses there. That is not great. Cool with 2 goals there, and Martoni with 1. But ultimately, we are not doing very well. With the loss of our top left winger, it's definitely going to hurt. Hopefully, Cool can play that spot. Spangberg's kind of probably move up. We might need a left winger instead of Jonah. Jonah hasn't done anything. Yeah, 55 grade. He's going to go get sent back down. Might want to bring up a left wing instead, or a right winger. Alright, Penkin's going to get the nod here. If not, it's going to be Ryabov, which will probably bring him up for the playoffs. But yeah, hopefully you can manage to avoid losing out the rest of the games. But we still have a game at hand and only 4 games left for us, 3 games for them. So I think mathematically we should be good. But we still want to enter the playoffs at the right point. And it does look like Rupins isn't good enough to play for us. He's just kind of getting battered around. So can we manage to win this one against Tampa? We lose again. Another shootout loss. Martoni, Stutzel, and Stenberg end up scoring, and Fyodorov as well, but we're conceding a significant amount. So the fact that that Misa's created such a hole on our team for sure, that is something we're going to have to pay attention to next year for sure. Face off against Utah. Can we get on the winning streak here? 5-4 takes a shootout to win though. Stenberg and Martoni and Spangberg score, and then the shootouts, it goes on forever. Martoni finally scores for us, but they tied up Villeneuve, and then Dupont gets the game winner. Wouldn't have expected Dupont to be the one that brought it home for us, but 2 games left, comfortably in the first. But I mean, there are cracks for sure. I think we're first in the whole league, but the higher you climb, the more likely you are to fall there. Augustin also losing his goals against Blomqvist. Still top in terms of wins, though. I might opt to rest him for the next 2 games, though. And nothing really shocking us in terms of this. Only really going up 1 point each. Even Aspie, I did want to bring up. He's not doing that great in terms of AHL either. So that's something we're going to have to focus on. Spangberg now at a 4.5. See, I called it. It's just one of those eye tests that you have to kind of pay attention to, because I feel as though scouting kind of lies to you just a little bit. But Spangberg, obviously, 4.5 star potential now. I think he could even be 5. We'll end up changing our goalie here. Give Augustin a little bit of rest. Should still win the Vezina in my opinion. 3-2 win here. So not bad at all. And Spangberg scores his 28th, Meyer with his 13th, and then Dvorsky with his 12th. Face off against Buffalo for the last game, and Buffalo not doing great either. Calgary looks like they've found their footing, but not good enough to make the playoffs. And it does look like Nashville's going to finish 3rd in our division, which is crazy since they did put on quite the test against us throughout this whole year, only to kind of fall short. We do win the last game of the season, though. Nice to see Augustin maintaining his record there. Meyer and Dickinson and Martoni score, and then Ryland Singh and Dickinson get the last laugh at the end. But we'll look at how well everyone did in the season. But 116 is still a massive success, and maybe it's not a cause for concern how we kind of finished off the last couple games, despite being pretty dominant throughout the most of it. But 45 wins for Augustin is massive. A 266 goals against average is pretty good too. We'll have to take a closer look to everything else though. And Stutzel reaches 900 points in that win. That is pretty awesome as well. He's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer for sure throughout his career. Plaxton, yes. We'll look at how well we did. And Stutzel not a point per game, so kind of falling off at the end. Dvorsky, though, having a career year with the 71, it shows that if you have a top center, anything can really happen. Spangberg finished with 65, so big improvement from last year as well. And he's kind of evened out in terms of his goals and assists. He's more of an assist maker, but definitely can score. Bolduc falling a little bit short of Spangberg, but he did rest a couple games more, so he could have probably tied him up. Martoni with 58. Putting it on towards the end of the season, though. Doing better than what he's done most seasons. Definitely earning that extension. 53 points for Stenberg, massive from his 18, and then Olsen with 48, a little bit worse than what we've come to expect. 47 points for Dupont, now almost a 5-star, and then Cool with his rookie season around 44 points is pretty good as well. And then Dickinson finishes off the season with us with where is it? Oh yeah, St. Louis with 13 points. Still decent, 41, and then Villeneuve with 34. Plaxton sitting a decent amount as well, but 32 overall. Goalies though, Augustin finishing 45, 13, and 9. Goals, or sorry, where's the save percentage? Save percentage is 910, so kind of dropped towards the end, and then 904 for Reinhold, 8, 6, and 1. We definitely liked how our goalies played this season, and it's nice to see that we have a solid starter as well as a solid backup, which we haven't been able to appreciate this whole series up till now. Vezina though, Augustin only the third one though. That I don't like that. If it comes down to save percentage, I'm gonna be upset. But 346, there's no way that Ottinger can win the Vezina with 31 and 32. Blomqvist, 34 and 16. He's played significantly less games. Again, 919, yeah, sure. 260, but still, he didn't really play that much. Augustin played significantly more. He should be the obvious winner. But he probably won't be. Obviously, now we're nominated for the executive. That's pretty good, too. And Cool could win the Lady Bing, which is kind of odd. Messier, no one nominated, and then Ted Lindsay, and we're nominated for the Jack Adams. So best season probably this whole series. Obviously we depended on Stutzel, and Stutzel brought it home for us. So nice to see that we could rely on him. And the question is if we only went all in for him sooner, what could have happened? So looking at the series here. I didn't even look at the standings overall, but we're facing off against Winnipeg. We've not had the greatest finish against them. We have only beat them once. They have been our Achilles heel this whole season. I didn't even know that until I just saw that. That is crazy, and I don't like that one bit. But we do face off against Winnipeg. We do have home ice advantage. I think Nashville still beats Chicago. Edmonton's probably going to beat Vancouver. And I do want San Jose to win that one. Florida, I'm going to go with Florida for sure. Montreal's going to beat Detroit. Ottawa's going to beat Washington. And New York Rangers was the more tougher team that we had down the stretch. I think they're going to beat New Jersey for whatever reason. But hopefully we can manage to do better than what we did all regular season against Winnipeg. And it starts here. Game 1, I think. How many games were at home, though? We lost at home, lost away, and won away. So at least we won one on the road, though. Take a look. Hopefully you can win game 1. And we do 3-1. So regular season doesn't mean anything. Meyer gets his first of the postseason, and Dupont with 2 there. And pushes us through for the victory. That's what I like to see. New Jersey leads there, Anaheim leads there, so far predictions are completely wrong on that. Game 2. Can we get this? 6-3 win. Stutzel, Cool, Stenberg, and Meyer in the first. Bolduc in the second, and then Stutzel in the third. That's what I like to see. Just unfortunate that Misa's not here for it. And he definitely won't play the rest of the season. And Villeneuve's now day-to-day. Great. Okay, day-to-day. We can probably bring up people, but I always hate the... We'll bring up Ryabov. I know he hasn't really played that much. Jonah we're not going to put up. And we're going to kind of leave it for the AI to decide. Who's he bumped that? Rebuff gets sent back down. Okay. So he likes Penkin a little bit more. Game 3, can we win on the road? We don't. 7-3 loss. We give up 3 in the first. That's definitely why we lost. Bolduc, Dvorsky, and Fyodorov make it a contest there, and then we completely crapped bed at the end there. Mort Sider. We didn't get him in this this save. I was just double checking. Thought we might have got him and then traded him. So 2-1 series. We got to turn things around and take a commanding lead here. Does suck that we did lose a defenseman there. Hopefully that's the last of the injuries. Game 4, 2-0 loss. So series tied. It's not how I like it. Not at all. And yeah, this next game is very indicative of how we're going to finish this season. 4-1 for Edmonton, and we got to turn it on here. Game 5, we win 2-1 in regulation. Stenberg and Stutzel score in the first, but no other goals for us. Anaheim wins 4-1, and tied series there, and Martoni's now hurt. Great. Just great. It looks like he can still play the last game. Can we manage to win in Winnipeg? And we do. 8-2. Wow. At least we get some rest there. Bolduc scores. Singh and Fyodorov, Olsen, and Stutzel scored in the second. And then Plaxton with 2, and then Bolduc with his 4th goal of the postseason in the third to push us through. Looking at who else is going to join us. Looks like we're going to play Blackhawks, who managed to beat Nashville. Oilers are going to face off against Anaheim. Devils are going to probably face the winner of Washington, Ottawa. And does look like Red Wings might win that one, but I've been tricked before. And Game 7 for Buffalo and Florida there. Washington wins and Buffalo wins. Crazy. Montreal wins there as well. I think I was wrong on almost every single prediction. That is not great. Palika doing good in that one. 4 assists. I didn't even notice that. And now we face off against Chicago here. We've played them 3 times this season. We've managed to win 1, lose 1, and win 1. So far with the lead there. And yeah, Martoni bruised ribs and Vanacker day-to-day for them as well. Hopefully can rally, and Martoni's back sooner rather than later. How many days does it say that he's going to be out for? 6 days. So should be back soon. Let's see if we can manage to win Game 1. And we do. 8-4 win there. Stenberg scores. Singh cool with 2, and then Vernhoff scores his first of the postseason. Meyer with 2, and then Stutzel there. A lot of scoring there. Montreal leads 1-0, Washington leads 1-0, and Edmonton leads 1-0 as well. I don't think I'd want to face Edmonton, to be honest. Game 2 here. We lose 2-1. That is not a good start. Only goals were in the first. Villeneuve scores the first, and then Bedard scores the game winner. That is rough. We got to turn things around now. They did finish with 50 wins, though, so a lot of our overtime losses kind of looking a little bit better. Can we do it? Game 3. With the lead, and we do. 5-3. Dvorsky, Stenberg score there as well. Stutzel, and Stutzel gets a hat trick to push us 1 game ahead of Chicago. Can we win the other one? What was that? Oh, strong night for Bedard. I thought he was injured. I was going to get excited. Two-one lead, 3-0. So it looks like they could sweep the Ducks, and they have the second highest record in the West. President's trophies don't mean anything. And we'll take a look at the development report. Dave Henry, 45 points, 34 games. Looking pretty good. What did we get? We got him in the first round 2 seasons ago. Not bad. Ojanen, I don't even know when we got him. His mentals look decent, but so far our goalies look a little bit better than that. We'll have to monitor some of the trades that we end up doing. Brandon Watson, 4.5. Then Osgood with 3.5. He's not doing that great in the AHL. And Rupin's probably playing his only season for us. So there'll be a spot at the bottom for sure. Fyodorov looks like he's already taken it. Can we win this one? We don't. 6-1, series tied. Yeah, there Jacobson scores, but cool with the lone goal for us. 6-1 is not how we want this. Their record actually doesn't look too far from us, I would say. Even though we did win comfortably, their record's not too far from us. Like, the 50 wins is definitely the thing that really matters. And obviously we have to nominate every time. I'm going to go Phil Kessel, you can't deny the 3. We'll go Kovalev. Oh no, we'll go Kessel for that one. Thought it was 4 that we had. And 3-1, they don't get the sweep, but looks like they should probably still win this one. Can we win at home here? Take the lead again. And we do. 4-1 win there. Bolduc with a pair. Fyodorov and Meyer score. Why would we We won 4-1. That's ridiculous. We only conceded 1. Why would he be on notice? So coming back into Series 2, I'd rather play Anaheim every day of the week. Let's see if we can manage to get this one away from home for Game 6. And we don't. Forcing Game 7, I don't like this at all. Meyer with his 6, and then Martoni, Bolduc score as well. Martoni only with 1 this postseason, but Shane Wright with his 6th postseason goal against us. That is rough. At least we get to play at home, but I don't like this at all. Coming back in the series is Anaheim. Just watch, we're going to lose, and then Anaheim is going to end up winning as well. Game 7 for all the marbles. We really need this win, and we get it. 5-0. Our goalie lights out for sure. Olsen scores his 2nd of the postseason. Palika and Dickinson score their 1st, and then Olsen and Bolduc score their 3rd and 8th to push us through. How many shots did we concede? Only 23 though, and we did put on 29. Let's see who's waiting for us here. And Anaheim manages to reverse sweep them. Oh my god. That is crazy. Yeah, I actually hate this. This setback thing. It's like almost every time there's a setback. It's ridiculous. Alright, playoff series against Anaheim. We won 7-3, 3-2, and 9-3, but we can't count our chickens. And then Montreal and Washington. Washington, not bad. Has their number 5-3, 6-4 loss, and a 3-2. So all in all, where did they rank before? Washington was the 7th seed. Or no, sorry, was the 1st seed. And then 1st as well. So 1st and 1st against 1st and 3rd. Hopefully we can manage to make our team proud. Washington already leads 1-0. Can we manage to win Game 1 here? We do great in the regular season and then lose against them in the postseason. Ridiculous. Martoni with his 2nd, Meyer with his 7th, and then Stutzel with a pair. And we end up losing that game. That is rough. Washington leads 2-0. We got to pull back into this, guys. I know Misa's hurt. Now Dupont's hurt. It's ridiculous. All these injuries every time. Game 2, we need to win at home. And we don't. Oh my god. 7-4 loss. Penkin, Meyer, and Penkin score there, and Olsen scores as well. We're going to get knocked out. we got to beat them in Anaheim probably 2 times, or at least 3 times probably, based on how things are going. Dupont not healthy, still on the top line. That's ridiculous. And we lose again. And this actually pisses me off a little bit. Stutzel with his 11th. And I'm not even going to worry about that. We come so close and we're going to end up losing it. Dupont back soon. I'm going to throw this game for sure. Almost back, but he's 60 grade. There's no way he plays. Yeah, thank you. We need to dig deep here. We need to win 4 straight. Can we start here? And we don't. We get swept. That is ridiculous. We've had their number all season, and then we end up getting swept. This is terrible. Fyodorov with his 4th, and I'm not even happy about how this thing ends. It's a great season, only to lose and getting swept. Looks like Washington's probably going to win this one as well. And yeah, Washington's probably going to take this whole thing. If Anaheim wins, I'm going to be furious. It's always the 97-pointers. It's always the bottom seeds that end up doing it. Anaheim 2-0 lead. And this probably goes to show you that we would have won this year if we managed to beat them 2-1 now against, I wonder who's home. 3-1. So yeah, Anaheim's going to win this one. And we came so close to get our first championship. Yep, they went 4-1. And there you have it. Anaheim Ducks end up winning. And unfortunately, we couldn't get it done. We get swept by the eventual winners. Take a look at how well we did in terms of the postseason, though. But I'm not too crazy about how the season ended. I think we could have done a little bit better. Baldock with 18, Stutzel with 14, Cool with 14, and Dupont with 14, and Martoni only with 9. So I know he's injured for a bit, and Dvorsky with a 9, minus 10, plus minus. Stutzel with minus 7. That is definitely something that needed to be fixed. Our first line definitely didn't do what we needed them to do. Take a look at goalies, though. I don't know why I did that. Goalie stats, and yeah, 890 save percentage, pretty pathetic. 342 goals against, 8-8-1. Yeah, that is why we didn't do it. He couldn't get it done in the postseason, but injury list, he would have been 1 to 2 weeks away. Still wouldn't have been able to make it for the final. And losing a 60-point player in the postseason, yeah, that's definitely a bit rough. Obviously we could have done better, but I mean, still a step in the right direction. Taking a closer look at how well we did overall, though, we'll have to kind of take a look at that. We did get our first 50-win season, but ultimately all came crashing and burning. We do finish this with the season getting 336 wins versus a 256. So despite a slow start, we managed to turn things around after season 4. Even though we didn't do terrible in Season 2, but obviously it took us a little bit longer to rebuild than what we were hoping, and then coming close to a 50 win back-to-back, dropping down to around a 40, so this is where we kind of need to adjust a little bit, and then hitting around 53 wins there, so I think we can definitely build on this. Looking at who we have next season, Rupin's going to leave, Fyodorov, we might have to extend depending on how well he did, but yeah, maybe we let him go. And then even Palika, we might have to let go as well. Doing pretty decent for us, but all in all, we do need to kind of focus on bringing up other players and maybe making some other trades, but hopefully we can have a better ending to the season next season. So far, no trophies other than the one Presidents that we just got. But obviously that's not good enough. So hopefully you guys like this. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and thank you for watching. Until next time.